This is the Leitmotif and Movement Podcast, a father and son's journey into the vast worlds of music. I am your host, Mike Ficklin, and joining me on this epic musical journey is my son,
Michael Ficklin.
This show is dedicated to the discussion of music and introducing Michael to music from the past and present. We discuss music mainly from the genres of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. We also, from time to time, dive into film and video game scores. And we sprinkle in some surprises along the way. And this is our colossal 50th episode, Michael. Can you believe we've come this far?
No.
Pretty crazy. Your musical knowledge has expanded exponentially since we started.
Yes, indeed.
So, I thought we'd start the show off here with a bit of a discussion about the show we went to see last night. We went to go see Sammy Hagar play last night in kind of his apology tour for having to cut off the show early last year when he was here in Indy. There was some nasty storms. Actually, it was a couple years ago. There were some nasty storms that blew in and caused him to have to cut his set short. And he mentioned at the end of that show when they were pulling him off stage that he promised he would be back, and he came back. And this time we didn't have nasty weather to contend with during the show, so we got to see the whole thing. Michael, any particular favorite parts of the show for you?
Sammy being on the stage.
Just Sammy being on the stage?
And also, all the different guitar designs that Satriani had.
Yeah, dude. So he was playing that shiny gold top guitar. That thing was awesome. And he also played this tie-dye looking guitar. I thought that was pretty neat also. Any particular favorite songs that Sammy played?
Well, I kind of don't have a list.
You don't remember any of what he played?
No, I remember. Now, remembering the song names is a different story.
Well, I can just kind of run through the songs that we heard. He started off the set with Why Can't This Be Love from 5150, or Van Halen's 5150, I should say. Went from there to Top of the World from For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge from Van Halen. Then they did Runaround, which was also from For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. They also did Best of Both Worlds off of 5150. They did Summer Nights off of 5150. Then they did old Sammy Hagar staple, There's Only One Way to Rock. Then they did the title track from 5150. They also did Love Walks In from 5150.
Okay.
They played darn near the whole 5150 record.
I think the only song that they didn't play was Inside in Dreams and Get Up.
Yep,
Did they
didn't
play
play
Dreams?
Get Up. Didn't play Get Up, but you're right. Yeah, they played everything else.
Did they play Dreams?
No. They
And
played
didn't-
Love Walks In after 5150,
Mm.
which is also from 5150. Then they started to play, they played the first verse and the first chorus from Cabo Wabo, and then they medleyed in Mas Tequila, and they played the whole Mas Tequila song. Mas Tequila comes from one of Sammy's solo records, and Cabo Wabo came from Van Halen's OU812. Then they did a Montrose song. They did Bad Motor Scooter, and I've never seen Sammy do Bad Motor Scooter before. Usually, if he plays a Montrose song, he does Rock Candy. They also did Right Now from For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. They let Michael Anthony take lead vocals, and they played Ain't Talking About Love from Van Halen 1. Then they had Joe Satriani come out and do the Satch Boogie. Coming out of that, they did the opener to 5150, Good Enough. Then Sammy played a staple of his titled Heavy Metal. Played I Can't Drive 55, Eagles Fly, and then they closed the show with Encore, Thank You, Good Night. So with that little reminder to you, Michael, any particular song stand out for you? Any favorite moments?
I think one of my favorite parts was probably the ending. I feel like that was a good note to end out on.
Yeah. With the little video tribute to Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
That whole song is just a tribute to Eddie, and Satriani does an amazing piece of guitar playing there at the very beginning of the song. And actually, he does it several times throughout the song. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I always enjoy when Sammy plays 5150. I love that song. It's my favorite song on 5150 outside of Dreams. I understand why Sammy doesn't play Dreams anymore. Just doesn't have the vocal range for it anymore. And he doesn't want to, ruin people's thoughts of that song by not being able to do it the way it was originally done anymore. But yeah, I really enjoyed the show on the whole. I had a great time. Sang
They
along.
did the 5150 dance.
Yeah, they did do the 5150 dance. That was awesome. Michael, anything else on the Sammy Hagar concert before we move on?
I do not have anything else.
All right. Well, what else you been listening to this week, man?
I gave Chapter 7 Hope and Sorrow by Seven Dust a shot. I really enjoyed it.
Is that the first time you've heard that record? I know
All
you've
the way
heard a
through.
couple of the songs from it.
All the way through, yes.
Yeah. Any particular favorites?
If I had to point them out, it'd be all the songs that had featuring people.
Oh. All of the songs feature people, sir.
No, like out of the band that aren't in the band.
The special guests.
Yeah.
So I assume you like things like...
Here, let me name them. Hope, with Mark Tremonti or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mark Tremonti, he's the guitarist from Alter Bridge and Creed. That's a good song.
Also, The Past.
Yep, that's the one with Chris Daughtry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
And then
that's
Sorrow
a really good one.
with Miles Kennedy.
Yes, that's a really good one, too. Good stuff. So what would you give it, Michael, on a scale of 5?
I'd give it a 4.5.
Yeah? Where does it place among your pantheon of other Seven Dust records you've heard?
That's a good question. I say it's definitely above their newest record.
Above the newest record?
Yeah. I would say it comes in third
Okay.
behind Animosity and Seasons.
Okay. Fair enough. It is a good record. And in my opinion, it was like the last Seven Dust record that I enjoyed from start to finish. Anything else you've been listening to?
That's about it.
Okay. Well, I checked out a few things. And by a few things, I mean several things. I checked out the new record from the British progressive metal band Redshift, titled Down the Wire. This was their third studio record. If you've never heard these guys, I would compare them to Between the Buried in Me and Dream Theater. This is a concept album about a world wherein everything is made by generative AI. Kind of a creepy thing, and it's really well done. Excellent record. Also checked out the new live record from Arion titled 30th Anniversary, An Amazing Journey Through Time. This is their 5th live record, and it's a celebration of the project's 30th anniversary with music spanning the band's career and even some of mastermind Arjen Lukason's other projects, featuring tons of guests that have appeared on past Arion albums, including Tommy Karavik from Camelot, Anneke van Giersbergen, Dino Jelusic from Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Whitesnake, Maggie Luton, Heather Findlay, Marcella Bovio, Irene Jansen, Woodstick, Damian Wilson from Marina, Robert Soderbeck, and Mike Mills from Towhider. Very fun listen. Also checked out the new record from Evanescence titled Sanctuary. This is the 6th studio record from the American alternative rock band and their first one in 5 years. I very much enjoyed the record. Few standout songs include A Beautiful Lie, Who Will You Follow, Sanctuary, How Do I Heal, and Self-Destruct. If I had one critique, it's that the guitar work isn't very memorable. I really would love to hear some more nuanced, dynamic, and complex riffing along with Amy Lee's vocals. I think it would take the band into the next stratosphere. Michael, do you plan on checking out that record?
Yes.
I can't wait to hear back from you, hear what you think. I checked out the new record from Evergrey titled Architects of a New Weave. This is the 15th studio record from the Swedish progressive metal band. I felt like this album is less progressive metal and leans more into straightforward metal territory. Some standout tracks for me include Architects of the New Weave, Leaving the Emptiness, A Burning Flame featuring Mikhail Stain, Chains of Shame, and The Prophecy. I also listened to the score to the Masters of the Universe film that just came out from Daniel Pemberton, along with Queen's Brian May. I've been a fan of the Masters of the Universe property all of my life. All 45 years. It was amazing to go see this film a couple of weeks ago, and I loved the score. It's a glorious throwback to the 80s. Lots of 80s inspired synth work. The addition of Brian May's guitars give it sort of a Flash Gordon feel. I love the song A Job for He-Man, which includes a loving nod to the 80s Filmation Masters of the Universe theme. I also really dig the Darkness's song Masters of the Universe. It's perfectly 80s, and I'm here for it. Michael, what did you think about the soundtrack to the Masters of the Universe movie? Did you like it?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, very good. I also checked out the new record from Fires in the Distance titled Circadian Promise. This is the 3rd studio record from the Connecticut melodic death metal band. I really appreciate the cinematic and melancholic atmospheres the band creates. I also love the classical influence in the guitar work of Brendan Hayter in, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Yegor Savanen. Some standout tracks include Of Radiance and Levitation, Once the Silence Takes Your Place, and Agonal Dreaming. I also checked out the new record from Artificial Silence titled Hollow Drift. This is the 2nd studio record from the Washington progressive metal band and the first since their acclaimed 2018 debut record, Negative Space. This album is absolutely gorgeous. The piano work is stunning. The violin work adds an emotional hook that pulls you in. It's a cinematic journey. Some standout tracks include Voice of a Stranger, Paradise, Title Lock, and Hollow Drift. This gets a Pick of the Week nomination from me. Also checked out the new record from Still Remains titled Spirit Breaker. This is the 4th EP from the Michigan metalcore band and the first release from the band since their 2013 studio album Ceasing to Breathe. This feels like a throwback to the early aughts metalcore scene, a la Killswitch Engage and early All That Remains. Some standout songs for me include The Wound and the Weapon, Eclipse, and Waste of Breath. this also gets a Pick of the Week nomination from me. A few other things I checked out. I listened to the latest live album from Lynch Mob titled The Final Ride. Also checked out Devin Townsend's The Moth, The War live. Persephone's On Audio Tree live. The new record from Stitched Up Heart titled Medusa. And I dug into some more of the Tony Martin era of Black Sabbath. I listened to Headless Cross, Tear, and Cross Purposes. Michael, anything else from you before we move on?
No.
Okay. We will move on to our next segment. This is the Art of Discovery. This is our segment where we take a listen to a few bands that are either unsigned or just not getting the amount of love we feel they deserve. We've got a great selection of music for you this time around. We're going to kick things off with a melodic death metal band out of Lisbon, Portugal. This is Dercetius with their song Oizys.
Rising, my hands are rising.
And once again, that was Dercetius with their song Oizys. You can purchase their music from their Bandcamp page, dercetius.bandcamp.com. Michael, their guitar work rules, dude. That song kicks so much ass. What'd you think?
It was amazing, amazing, amazing song.
Yep, despite the fact that I can't pronounce the band name or the song correctly.
Slow clap for you.
I know,
Slow
man.
clap for you.
I tried. All right. Our next song comes from a progressive metal band out of Portugal. This is Protohuman Instinct with their song Prisoner of Perception. And once again, that was Protohuman Instinct with their song Prisoner of Perception. You can purchase their music from the iTunes store. Michael, what'd you think about that, man?
It's amazing.
Yes, sir. Great musicianship abound. I love that song. All right. Our final song on the segment comes from a prog death metal band out of L'Aquila, Italy. This is Locus with their song Flies. And once again, that was Locus with their song Flies. You can purchase their music from their Bandcamp page, locusisopen.bandcamp.com. Michael, what'd you think about that, man?
That was another amazing song.
Yes, dude. Goes straight for the jugular. Hard as hell.
Yep.
We would like to thank all three of the bands that we featured on today's segment. And if you would like to be featured in the Art of Discovery, feel free to reach out to us via one of our various social media accounts or at our email address, which is lightmovepod@gmail.com. If we like what we hear, we would love to feature your music on the show. All right, now we're going to get into our main topic. This time around, we're going to break down Nirvana's 1991 release, Nevermind. Nevermind is the second studio album and was the major label debut for Nirvana. It was released on September 24th, 1991 by DGC Records. It was Nirvana's first release to feature drummer Dave Grohl. Was produced by Butch Vig and was recorded at Sound City Studios in California and Smart Studios in Madison, Wisconsin in May and June of 1991. Was later mastered that August at the Mastering Lab in Hollywood, California. Nevermind became an unexpected critical and commercial success, replacing Michael Jackson's Dangerous at the number one spot of the U.S. Billboard 200 in January of 1992. The lead single, Smells Like Teen Spirit, reached the top 10 of the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 and went on to be inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. There were three other successful singles that were released from the record: Come As You Are, Lithium, and In Bloom. The album was voted the best album of the year in Paz and Jobs Critics poll, while Smells Like Teen Spirit also topped the Single of the Year and Video of the Year polls. The album also garnered the band 3 Grammy Award nominations, including Best Alternative Music Album. Nevermind propelled Nirvana into worldwide superstardom, with Kurt Cobain being dubbed the voice of his generation. It has sold more than 30 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums of all time. In 2024, it was certified 13 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. Nevermind was added by the Library of Congress to the National Recording Registry in 2004 for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant, and is frequently ranked highly on lists of the greatest albums of all time. The tentative title for the record was actually Sheep, and it was something Cobain created as an inside joke directed towards the people he expected to buy the album. He wrote a fake advertisement for Sheep in his journal that read, "Because you want to not, because everyone else is." Krist Novoselic, the bass guitarist for Nirvana, said the inspiration for the title was the band's cynicism about the public's reaction to Operation Desert Storm. As recording ended, Kurt Cobain grew tired of the title and suggested to Krist Novoselic that the album be named Nevermind. Cobain liked the title because it was a metaphor for his attitude on life and because it was grammatically incorrect. Sacagawea, after the Native American, was briefly considered so to reference the band's intentions for a more widespread impact compared to their previous studio album Bleach. Nevermind appears on the album liner notes as the last word in a paragraph of lyric fragments that ends with, "I found it hard, it was hard to find, oh well, whatever, never mind," from Smells Like Teen Spirit. The word Nevermind also echoes the Sex Pistols' Nevermind the Bollocks, Here's the Sex Pistols, one of Cobain's favorite albums. Featured personnel on Nevermind, we've got Kurt Cobain on guitars, vocals, and sound effects on Drain You, Krist Novoselic on bass, vocals on Territorial Pissings in the intro, and Dave Grohl on drums, backing vocals on In Bloom, Drain You, and On a Plane. Additional musicians featured, we've got Chad Channing on cymbals on the song Polly, and also Kirk Canning on cello on Something in the Way. And Michael, with that little bit of background out of the way, let's go ahead and tackle our track-by-track breakdown. We'll kick things off with track number 1. This is a song that I don't think anybody in the world has never heard before. This is Smells Like Teen Spirit. Michael, what you got on this?
So, I just want to point this out. Smells Like Teen Spirit on Spotify has 3 billion plays.
Wow. That's a huge number.
And according to my quick Google search, I did not go in depth in looking. According to Gemini, recorded there's 8.3 billion people on Earth. That may not be correct.
We've gotten close to half of those people listening to Nirvana, apparently.
Yep.
So I know this wasn't the first time you've heard this song, Michael. I know you've heard it many times before. But just out of curiosity, if you could reach back and think about the first time you heard this song, what did you think of it?
I don't remember the first time I heard it.
Fine.
I've heard it too much.
Well, let's hear about it, man. What you got on this?
It's iconic. That opening to Smells Like Teen Spirit, that riff is instantly recognizable.
100%, yes.
Just the whole entire song's instantly recognizable. No matter what part you're at.
Yeah. The guitar work is instantly recognizable. Cobain's voice is instantly recognizable. Yeah. Hard not to know this song when it's on, no matter where you catch it at. It's kind of like Metallica's Enter Sandman in that way.
Yes. And I will make the argument that this song is way overplayed.
Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the radio stations you listen to, yes. When I was a bit younger and we still had the local alternative radio station, like you couldn't go a day without hearing the song at least like 5 times. So, yeah, it's been played quite a bit.
It's overplayed for me.
Yeah, heard it too many times yourself?
Yeah.
Fair. Doesn't make it any less of a good song, though. It's just been played way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, man, this is probably one of the most iconic opening guitar riffs ever. Maybe just one of the most iconic song openings ever. That dirty, down-tuned guitar riff and the raucous drum sound set us up for something out of the ordinary back in 1991. It was the sound of a musical revolution that few at the time could have predicted. Then, the heavy, hard rock sound gives way to a much quieter section during the verse. The music is carried by Krist Novoselic's bass line and Dave Grohl's drums. Kurt Cobain plays some minimalist guitar notes, and then he begins singing. Cobain's vocals have a vulnerability to them. As we get into the sub-chorus, build to the chorus, it sounds like Cobain has a reverb effect on his vocals, and the guitars begin picking up in intensity before giving way to the ferocious chorus. Cobain screams out the lyrics with a heavy, sharp sense of sarcasm. Grohl is just absolutely attacking the drum kit in the chorus. The bridge guitar solo that begins at the 2-minute 52-second mark has a dissonant yet melodic sound to it. The notes being played are a mirror of Cobain's verse and sub-chorus vocal melodies. Coming out of this, we get into another quiet verse section as Cobain's guitar rings out subtly in the background. Then, back into the sub-chorus and chorus one final time. Just a killer opening track. Maybe one of the best opening tracks of the 90s. Kurt Cobain described Smells Like Teen Spirit as an effort to create the ultimate pop song. He aimed to incorporate the soft and loud dynamics of the band Pixies, which influenced the song's structure. Cobain also expressed that the song reflects feelings of apathy and disenfranchisement prevalent among his generation. He noted that it resonates with the silent anger of youth who feel disconnected from societal expectations. And while Cobain acknowledged a teen revolutionary theme in the song, he also pointed out that it makes fun of the notion of having a revolution. He described the lyrics as being filled with contradictory ideas, suggesting a sense of irony in the call for change. Cobain felt a responsibility to articulate his feelings about his surroundings and the experiences of his generation. He believed that the song captured the essence of youth culture, even as it poked fun at the idea of meaningful rebellion. Michael, do you have anything else on Smells Like Teen Spirit?
So, I was gonna do some, fun comparisons and amount of plays.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So, let me make sure. Alright, so Smells Like Teen Spirit is more popular than Michael Jackson's most popular song on Spotify, which is Billie Jean. Caught me off guard.
Wow.
I thought it was Thriller.
Wow.
And then, is song that is ahead of it is Linkin Park's song In the End.
By how much?
It was a decent amount.
Okay.
About like a couple of 100 million.
Okay. Interesting.
And In the End is actually in the 3 billion mark. Smells Like Teen Spirit is about like 50 million off from getting 3 billion.
Okay.
So I'm just going to count it as 3 billion on the dot. So
Okay. Fair. Out of curiosity, Michael, who did it better? Nirvana or Weird Al Yankovic?
You know, I've never actually heard the Weird Al version, I don't think.
We'll have to fix that at some point.
I can...
We'll have to fix that at some point. We'll do that.
Here.
What?
Let's see. I'll play it in my ear real fast. Gotta find it.
Song title Smells Like Nirvana.
Hey, this is the album that has Trigger Happy.
Correct. So, fun story about the Weird Al version of the song. When he called to ask Kurt Cobain for permission to do the parody, Cobain asked him not to do something with food. And Weird Al told him that he actually was going to do it about nobody understanding what Kurt Cobain was singing in Smells Like Teen Spirit, and Kurt Cobain thought that was hilarious and gave his approval.
I don't know what's better.
Pretty funny stuff.
Yes.
All right, Michael. You ready to move on?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. We'll move right along then to track number 2. This is In Bloom. Michael, what you got on this?
You know, the first time I heard this song, which we were in the car listening to it, do you remember the exact comment I made?
Not right off the top of my head, no.
I said it sounds like a Foo Fighters song.
A little bit.
Trying to think of what Foo Fighters song it sounds like, though. It sounds very close to another Foo Fighters song. It kind of sounds like My Hero.
Are you just talking about, like, the drums?
The riff kind of sounds like it, also.
I don't know if I hear that. I mean, there definitely is some stuff on this record that, especially with Grohl's drums, that definitely remind me of stuff that would come later on Foo Fighters records and stuff. And obviously, you know, Grohl has similar influences to Cobain, so makes sense. There's definitely some blended influences among the two bands. Hard not to be when Grohl was in Nirvana, right? So,
so the exact point I am talking about is once you get out of the starting drum section in the intro into that riff, it sounds very similar.
okay, I'll have to go and take a deeper listen to that next time I listen to The Color and the Shape.
All right.
So what else you got?
You know how much I love Foo Fighters, and it sounds like a Foo Fighters song to me, and I love it.
Had you ever heard this song before? Before you heard it in the car? Yeah. Okay. What's Spotify say?
This is at 503 million.
Makes sense. It was another one of the singles from the record.
The wide variety of... Okay, all right. So we know the peak. Here's how low it gets. 43 million.
It's still not bad. It's not bad at all.
That's a huge jump down.
It is, but I could almost guess which one's the lowest listened to song. We'll see if I'm right when we get to it. Got anything else?
Amazing vocals. Amazing riff. And the drum work, amazing as ever. I don't think I've ever been very much disappointed with drum work from Dave Grohl.
Yeah, he just attacks the kit. He's got this very distinctive sound to his drums. I've always liked the way that In Bloom opens up. It just puts you right into the song with the loud, down-tuned, distorted guitars and the drums. It's like an announcement that the band has arrived on stage. Again, we go into a quieter section to start the verse. There's no guitar. It's Novoselic's bass line and Grohl's drums carrying things. As we get into the second half of the verse, Cobain's guitar comes in as we build toward the chorus. Cobain's vocal delivery during the verse is contemplative and melodic. He starts building up towards the second half of the verse, then goes back into his screamed vocals for the chorus. This is one of the catchiest choruses on the album, ironically. I can't not sing along when I hear this song. The guitar riff during the chorus is also so good. I also wanted to mention that I love Grohl's fills on this song. It's just pure perfection. The bridge, beginning at the 2-minute 52-second mark, is abrasive, dissonant, and screeching. This is another of my favorite songs. It has been since I first heard it. Even more now that I really understand its message. Kurt Cobain described In Bloom as a critique of fair-weather fans who enjoyed Nirvana's music without grasping its deeper meaning. The song addresses the irony of people who appreciate the band's sound but miss the underlying messages and ethos. The song reflects Cobain's discomfort with the commercialization of alternative culture and the growing audience that embraced Nirvana for reasons contrary to the band's values. Cobain's intention was to express his concerns about the type of fans who were drawn to the band's music as they gained popularity. This tension between the band's artistic integrity and their commercial success is a central theme in Bloom. Michael, do you have anything else on this one?
I do not.
Okay. So now we'll move on to track number 3, another absolutely iconic song. This is Come As You Are. Michael, what you got on this?
Another iconic opening. Now, this song is a little less popular by like 900 million. Still in the 2 billions.
I mean, like I mentioned about Smells Like Teen Spirit, that was the sound of a shift in the sound of music, kind of moving from that 80s heavy metal scene to this sound of 90s Seattle. So I understand why Smells Like Teen Spirit is the more popular of the songs, for sure.
I love the lyrics. I love that riff that is played throughout the whole song. And I love the drum work. And surprisingly, I hear this song like tremendously less. I can probably count on one hand that the amount of times I've heard this song out in public.
So, with you saying that, obviously, listening to this album was not the first time you heard the song. If you had your choice, do you like Come As You Are better than Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And is that mainly just because you haven't heard it as much?
Partly, and also I kind of like this song a bit better.
Just sits better with you?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. It is a really good song. The opening guitar riff to the song is it's instantly recognizable. The tone on the riff is unique, almost like it's being played underwater. Cobain's vocal melody is incredibly hooky and invites you to sing along. Grohl's drums feel like they would fit in with like a 60s pop song. The song takes us from the first verse to a brief sub-chorus before bouncing us into the shorter second verse. The chorus goes full volume, but Cobain's vocals remain subdued. He doesn't go into his screamed vocals. At the 2-minute mark, we get into a bit of a guitar solo where the notes being played follow the vocal melodies of the verses. Credit to Krist Novoselic's bass work on this song, as well as it helps carry the iconic rhythm of the song. Come As You Are feels like a callback to those early Beatles pop rock sounds, just with a down-tuned and heavily distorted guitar. Kurt Cobain described Come As You Are as a song that reflects on the expectations people have regarding behavior and identity. He stated that it is, quote, about people and what they're expected to act like. This perspective highlights the contradictions and complexities of human nature. Cobain's lyrics are intentionally contradictory, mirroring the confusion and duality present in people's lives. Michael, do you have anything else on Come As You Are?
No.
Okay. We will move right along to track number 4 then. This is Breed. What you got on this, Michael?
I want you to guess the amount of plays. I'll give you a hint. It is in the 100 millions.
I don't know, 300 million.
Pretty close. You were 48 million off.
348 million? Not bad.
It is at 252 million.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was overshooting, not
Yes.
undershooting. Okay, gotcha. What you got on this, man?
This song has a bit of a different intro compared to the others. It's a lot more upbeat. Best way to put it. You know?
Yeah, it's got a punk rock feel to it.
I don't even know you could give it that. I feel like it's its own thing. It's kind of I don't really know how to describe it. It's very different compared to the previous 3 songs.
For sure.
It definitely provides variety.
Yep.
And then we got Cobain's iconic vocals. It kind of seems like he keeps the same vocal style throughout all the songs, you know?
You mean in the way of his... Are you talking about the way that he kind of goes from quiet to screaming and back to quiet, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This one, he's a little more straightforward screaming, though.
Uh-huh.
This song opens up with what sounds like a tape machine tugging at the tape as it begins playing. Those of us that grew up with cassette tapes will never forget that sort of sound. It's a pretty distinctive sound that Gen X and elder millennials instantly recognize. This is followed by some dissonant guitar noise before getting into the main guitar riff. Grohl attacks the drums with a punk rock ferocity. Novoselic's bass line likewise feels very punk and propels the song forward. Cobain's vocal delivery during the verses likewise feels very punk. The guitar work underneath his vocals interestingly reminds me a bit of rockabilly. It's the tone of the guitar that really sells it. I love the quick build-up to the chorus. Grohl inserts a quick drum fill as Cobain screams out. Then we get into the chorus. Cobain belts out the vocals with a sort of sarcastic sneer. His vocal melodies in the chorus follow his guitar riff and the bass line. Around the 2-minute, 6-second mark, we get into a bridge featuring some minimalistic dissonant guitar work. Clocking in at just over 3 minutes, it feels like this thing just moves at a blistering punk rock pace. Fun song. Kurt Cobain described Breed as a reflection of the anxiety associated with being trapped in suburban life. The song critiques the conventional paths of marriage and parenthood, suggesting a sense of entrapment in these societal expectations. Michael, do you have anything else on Breed?
I do not.
All right. So now we'll move on to track number 5. This is Lithium. Michael, what you got on this?
Make a guess. It's in the 100 millions again.
Oh, Lord, I don't know. I'm going to do the same guess I had before, 300 million.
You are way, way off.
Okay.
It's at 853 million.
Holy monkey. Nice.
Well, I'm pretty sure this was another single.
It was. Nice.
Also, one of the 3 songs with a video.
So what you got on this, man?
Another iconic song.
Had you heard this before listening to the album?
Yes, because you played it for me.
Okay.
But the build up to the chorus and also the chorus is iconic. Just iconic. Another iconic song.
100%. This is my favorite song on Nevermind. It's moody, it's heavy, and it's catchy as hell. The opening guitar riff is simple but hooky. It's quiet, but has a certain dark, poppy undertone to it. When Grohl's drums come in, they're likewise simple and subdued. The drums give the song a 60s jazz-infused rock feel. Then we're propelled into the much louder, heavier chorus. This is introduced by Grohl just attacking the drum kit and Cobain screaming out, "Yeah!" Novoselic's bass work becomes more prominent in the chorus. It's doing a lot of the rhythmic heavy lifting. The guitar riff is crunchier but simple. There's a flange effect on the guitar that gives it a watery sound. It works really well with the very simplistic chorus lyric. Despite the chorus only being one word repeated, Cobain does a good job putting a lot of melody and emphasis on it. He screams it out, but it's done in such a hooky way that you can't help but sing along. Then we're sent back into the quieter verse section. Coming out of the second chorus, we get into this bridge section that features a hypnotic vocal delivery from Cobain. There's an ascending bass line from Novoselic in the bridge that's really interesting. This section returns to carry us out at the end of the song. Kurt Cobain described Lithium as a fictionalized story about a man who turns to religion as a last resort to cope with the death of his girlfriend. He explained that this character seeks solace in faith to prevent himself from succumbing to suicidal thoughts. While the song is fictional, Cobain acknowledged it incorporates elements of his own life. He mentioned feelings of loneliness and the impact of difficult relationships, which influenced the emotional depth of the lyrics. Michael, do you have anything else on Lithium?
I do not.
Out of curiosity, have we come across your favorite song on the record yet?
Yes.
Which one was it?
Take a guess.
Come As You Are.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, so now we'll move on to track number 6. This is Polly, and an interesting song. What you got on this, Michael?
I like the acoustic guitar throughout the whole entire song, and how it feels live in a way, you know?
A little bit. Kind of like they're all just sitting in the studio,
Yeah.
kind of jamming, that kind of feel. Yeah. What's Spotify say about this?
163 million plays.
Definitely on the lower side of things for the album, right?
It keeps getting lower, and we have like one more peak, and then
Okay.
it just keeps getting lower.
We go from my favorite song on the record to one of my least favorites. The song opens with an acoustic guitar riff. Cobain's vocals sound thin. Just as we start the chorus, we get a cymbal crash, but that is the only percussive sound. Grohl joins in on backing vocals during the chorus. The chorus vocal melody has a pretty good hook to it, and is probably the best part of the song. I feel like Novoselic's bass work on this song is inspired by classic rhythm and blues. There's just not much for me to chew on with this song musically. It's pretty simple and, in my opinion, uninteresting. The subject matter of the song involves the abduction, rape, and torture of a 14-year-old girl. This was an incident that occurred in Tacoma, Washington back in 1987. Kurt Cobain wrote the song from the perspective of the perpetrator, aiming to confront listeners with the harsh realities of such crimes. Cobain expressed that sexual assault is one of the worst crimes on earth. He believed it was crucial to educate men about these issues to prevent such acts. Pretty dark song.
Yeah.
Michael, you got anything else on Polly?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll move right along to track number 7. This is Territorial Pissings. Michael, what you got on this?
I like the opening, and of course I'll give my thing about the plays. 119 million plays.
Now, when you say you like the opening, are you talking about the really sarcastic delivery
Yes.
of get together there at the beginning?
Yeah. And then into the amazing, I don't really know, amazing guitar / drum work to officially open up the song. I think that's basically where it kind of stops for me. I don't really like this song personally.
That's fair. I understand. I love the very sarcastic delivery of the chorus to Get Together that opens up this song. It's Krist Novoselic on vocals for this. It's silly, and it kind of sounds like Krist is taking the piss out of rednecks. as As he's finishing up his delivery, there's some random plucking of strings. It's very bizarre and dissonant. This quickly builds into the punk rock chords of the song proper. Grohl comes in with a super fast drum roll. There's so much punk rock energy to this song. Novoselic and Grohl are in lockstep and propel the song forward. Cobain belts out the lyrics to the chorus in his screams. And even though he's screaming, there's still a hooky melody to it. It's hard not to sing along to it. The band just seems to be having a lot of fun on this song. Cobain starts to sound like he's losing his voice and is way off key toward the end of the song. Even then, I think this is being done with tongue planted firmly in cheek. It's short, but packs a punch. Territorial Pissings directly mocked sexism and masculine stereotypes. Cobain had a strong disdain for these societal norms, using the song to critique and challenge them. Beyond its critique of gender roles, the song delves into deeper themes. Cobain addresses the insanity of society and the often fruitless search for meaning within political movements. The repetitive nature of the lyrics suggests a commentary on the collective consciousness, hinting at a culture lost in its ideals without finding real answers. All right, Michael, anything else on Territorial Pissings?
No.
All right. Moving on to track number 8. This is Drain You. Michael, what you got on this?
This has 255 million plays. This is one of our last peaks, like spike ups, and I like it. I enjoy the riff, the drum work, and the vocals are pretty catchy, you know?
Yep, I agree. It's very hooky.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one of those iconic songs on an album full of iconic songs. As soon as the guitar riff starts and Cobain begins singing, I know exactly what this song is. It's such a catchy as hell song. Cobain doesn't do a lot of screaming. He's mostly melodic throughout. The vocal melody on the verses is so hooky. Grohl joins in for backing vocals during the chorus. Cobain does this sort of hypnotic, mellow delivery in the chorus. Around the 1 minute 35 second mark, the band starts into this really abrasive, trippy bridge section. Novoselic and Grohl drive the rhythm of the song during this section. After a minute or so, they come out of the bridge and right into the final verse seamlessly. This is another one of those songs that reminds me of a 60s rock and roll song in the vein of the Beatles. Kurt Cobain regarded Drain You as one of his favorite songs. He highlighted its exploration of intense dependence and obsession and love. The lyrics reflect a complex relationship dynamic, merging elements of innocence with a deep sense of neediness. Michael, do you have anything else on Drain You?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll move right along to track number 9. This is Lounge Act. What you got on this, Michael?
This is the only song with a parental advisory on it. Or advisory.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. This has 129 million plays. I enjoy this song. I like the drum work. Amazing drum work. Amazing vocals. And an amazing riff to back up all of those. It's pretty good.
Yeah, this one opens up with a big Novoselic bass intro. And really, I'd argue that the bass is more like the lead instrument on this song. It's very prominent out in front of the mix. Grohl is playing an upbeat rock and roll beat on the drums. Cobain's guitar tone reminds me of the stuff we would hear from bands later on, like the Gin Blossoms. Cobain's vocal delivery is in his mellow mid-tones for the most part. Around the 1 minute 33 second mark, Cobain does start to scream out the lyrics. Novoselic plays this very cool descending bass line toward the end of the song. While not one of the more popular songs on the record, I very much enjoy it. Kurt Cobain described Lounge Act as primarily being about the struggle of having a creative vision while feeling constrained by a relationship. He expressed that the song reflects the difficulty of completing artistic endeavors when another person interferes with one's goals. The song is specifically linked to Cobain's relationship with Toby Vale, his ex-girlfriend. In an unsent letter to her, he acknowledged that Lounge Act was the only song he wrote about her, indicating a personal connection to the lyrics. Cobain's feelings of being smothered in the relationship are a central theme in the song. Michael, anything else on Lounge Act?
Nope.
Okay. So now we'll move on to track number 10. This is Stay Away. What you got on this, Michael?
I love the opening with that drum work. Oh my. Amazing.
Yeah, Grohl's
drum
going
work.
for it, man.
Yeah. And then I love the how Cobain's vocals are kind of like switching back and forth with the guitar work. You notice that?
Yes, and it's awesome. It's kind of done this call and response sort of thing. It's pretty cool. What's Spotify say?
Oh, yeah. 107 million.
Respectable. This song, like you said, man, just opens up with the sound of Grohl just attacking the drums. In fact, this drum intro is very reminiscent of one that he would play later on in the Foo Fighters song I'll Stick Around. The drums are soon joined by a bouncy bass line from Novoselic. When the song kicks in, there's a bit of a big band vibe. It's the way the drums are being played and that bass line. There's a lot of space. The guitar riff in the verses only accent Cobain's singing of the lyrics, I don't know why. The way Cobain delivers the verse lyrics is done in that call and response style that we mentioned. He sings a line, and then the following line is, I don't know why. When he sings that second line, it sounds like he's got some sort of vocal effect on it, or maybe he's singing through a megaphone. Cobain screams out, stay away in the chorus. The guitars in the chorus are more prominent and crunchy. The riff follows Novoselic's bass line, and he has hooks for days. The closing seconds of the song is some dissonant ringing out of a very grungy note. Another fun song on the record. Stay Away is rich in themes of activism and social critique. The lyrics reflect Cobain's views on societal issues, particularly regarding equality and acceptance. At the end of the song, there's a phrase that says, God is gay. Cobain frequently spray-painted this phrase around his hometown, indicating his commitment to challenging societal norms and advocating for LGBTQ+ rights. Cobain's intention with Stay Away was to provoke thought and discussion about societal issues. He often used his music as a platform to express his beliefs and support for various movements, making the song a significant part of his artistic legacy. Michael, anything else on Stay Away?
No.
All right. So now we'll move on to track number 11. This is On a Plane. Michael, what you got on this?
Has 89 million plays.
Is this the fewest plays on the album?
Nope. We get down to 43.
Okay.
I like this song. I kind of disagree with Spotify with putting it low. This low.
Yeah, I like this song a lot too.
It's nice and hooky with the drum work and vocals. and the guitar riff just backs it up. Same with that bass line.
This one opens up with a bit of dissonance and feedback before breaking into the song. It's another one of those really hooky, catchy songs. It's hard not to be pulled in by Cobain's vocal melodies, and it's hard not to sing along. It's a more distorted, down-tuned Beatles song. Around the 1 minute 35 second mark, the song takes a shift where Grohl goes to halftime and the vocals go in a droning direction. It's unexpected, but it works. Grohl's drum work on this song is again outstanding. He creates these great groovy pockets. Novoselic's bass line is fantastic as well. It carries the melodic pop rock rhythm of the song. Another fun song. Kurt Cobain described On a Plane as reflecting themes of classic alienation. He acknowledged that his lyrics often lacked a specific theme, stating they were typically pieces of poetry thrown together. This suggests that while the song conveys feelings of isolation, its meaning may be open to interpretation. Michael, anything else on a Plane?
Nope.
All right. So now we'll move on to track number 12. This is Something in the Way. What you got on this, Michael?
Welcome to the new peak that we hit. Towards the bottom. At 645 million plays.
Wow. Okay.
I enjoy the song. I've heard this song a couple of times. That the iconic chorus, just amazing.
Very hooky chorus.
Yeah.
Easy to sing along to. We get a haunting, melancholic acoustic ballad to close out the album. As the song opens, we get no drums, just the sound of Cobain's acoustic guitar and his voice. His vocals are thin and vulnerable. As we get into the chorus, the drums come in. The drums are subdued. They're very jazzy. There's some added cellos that give the song additional emotional weight. Grohl joins in on backing vocals. There's just something that plucks at my heartstrings when I hear this song. These days, it actually reminds me of the Kurt Cobain Montage of Heck biography. It's a bitter reminder of the tragedy of Cobain and what could have been. Something in the Way is widely interpreted as being a reflection of Cobain's experiences with homelessness during his teenage years. He faced significant challenges, including being kicked out of his home for refusing to get a job and dropping out of high school. Michael, anything else on Something in the Way?
Nope.
All right. Well, that's going to take us to the final track on the album. This is a hidden track titled Endless Nameless. What you got on this, Michael?
I'm not a fan.
Does Spotify have this listed as a separate track?
No. It's
Okay.
the lowest on the record, though, at 43 million.
So it's not listed as a separate track, though?
No.
So,
Oh, wait, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I was going to say it would have to be if
Yeah.
you knew what the
Yeah.
plays were.
Yeah, I misunderstood what you're meaning. I thought you were meaning like a single or like separated off the album.
No, because the way it ends on the CD is that Something in the Way ends, and then there's like this 10 minutes of silence before Endless Nameless kicks in. It's kind of like the way that What It Is to Burn ends.
Yeah. Hey, wait. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, what you got? You just don't like it?
Yeah, I just don't really like it.
Any particular reason why?
It just doesn't feel like it fits.
It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're coming off this really haunting acoustic ballad. this song has a very different feel and sound to anything else on the record as it opens up. It's chaotic. The guitar riff sounds like metal grinding on metal. The bass is heavily distorted. Grohl brings a heavy metal feel to the drums. Cobain screams out the lyrics like he's completely off key. It's a totally disheveled feeling performance. When the song goes into the verses, it's quieter. The guitar is a bit cleaner with a reverb effect on it. Cobain's vocals are very quiet and are mixed quite low. At times, the song feels like a big experimental jam session. There's lots of Cobain just plucking and writing the most dissonant notes he can find and letting the guitar just feed back and screech. It's a kind of ugly, jarring listen after all of the more straightforward power punk anthems on this album. This song actually emerged from a moment of frustration while recording the track Lithium. Kurt kept messing up the guitar transitions on Lithium during Dave physical tracking. On the final mistake, he became so utterly furious that he started screaming, switched his guitar to maximum distortion, and the band just started violently jamming what became Endless Nameless. At the very end of that chaotic recording, Kurt actually smashed his favorite left-handed Univox Highflyer guitar to pieces right in front of the microphones. That screeching, dying electronic noise at the end of the album is the literal death of the guitar. Cobain admitted in the first live performance of this song that he was unsure of what the song's lyrics were. All right, Michael, anything else on Endless Nameless?
Nope.
Okay. Well, that's going to take us to our final thoughts and our overall album ratings. Michael, let's get your final thoughts and your rating out of 5.
I liked it. There's a couple of songs here and there that I don't really like as much. I believe this deserves a 4.75.
Michael gives it 4.75 out of 5. Out of curiosity, Michael, put yourself in the shoes of someone back in 1991. You've been listening to the 80s heavy metal movement for like a decade now.
Uh-huh.
You know, the 80s heavy metal movement is marked with these singers with huge vocal ranges and, you know, flashy guitar playing. And then Smells Like Teen Spirit comes on the radio for the first time. Can you see how Nevermind was like this cultural touchstone that heralded change in the music industry?
Yes.
Very different for the time period.
Uh-huh. Very, very.
So for me, it had been a really long time since I listened to Nevermind all the way through. I think I just got burned out on it because songs from it were constantly played on the local alternative rock station. Revisiting it was like visiting an old friend. Listening to it with a critical ear for the first time really made me appreciate Kurt Cobain's talent as a writer. He has a knack for blending pop sensibilities with punk rock aesthetics. Nevermind served as the shot in the arm and reset that the rock and roll world needed after all the excesses of the 80s metal scene. Musically, it's not full of complex guitar riffs and shredding, but it more than makes up for that in catchy as hell hooks. It still holds up remarkably well 35 years later. I think Krist Novoselic is incredibly underrated and underappreciated. His bass lines are fantastic all throughout. He sets and carries the infectious rhythms of these songs all throughout. Of course, almost any rock fan on the planet knows Dave Grohl. His drum work is stellar. He creates these incredible pockets and his fills are outstanding. He brings the punk rock energy to these songs. Nevermind is an album that you must hear before you die. It has its flaws, but it's still a rock masterpiece. And it gets a 4.75 out of 5 from me as well. And that's going to take us to our question for the audience. What is your favorite track on Nevermind and why? All right, Michael, now we're going to move into our next segment. This is Can't Wait. New music coming soon. Michael, anything on your list?
I'll say it once you get there. I am currently highlighting it.
I figured. So for me, over the next couple of weeks, I am looking forward to June 19th when Prince of Failure drops their self-titled debut record. This is a band that features outstanding guitarist Chimp Spanner and outstanding vocalist Daniel Tompkins. On June 26th, Metallica drops their Reload Remastered album. Muse drops their new record, The Wow Signal, and The Pretty Reckless drops their new record, Dear God. Recently announced, and this is the record that Michael was just highlighting, on July 17th, Protest the Hero drops their long-awaited new record, Within.
It's been 6 long years.
On August 14th, Marilyn Manson drops his new record, One Assassination Under God, Chapter 2. On August 21st, Weezer drops their new record, The Gold Album. And on November 6th, Cults of Luna drops their new record, In the Shadow of Your Shadow.
They still haven't ran out of colors?
Apparently not. And we'll see how well I like that. I keep giving them chance after chance after chance, and
Disappointment.
for the most part, it's disappointment, yes. It's just miss. All right. Now we'll move into our final segment. This is Michael's journey discovering a song from the past. And this time around, we're going to get Michael's thoughts on Ray Charles' Georgia on My Mind. Georgia on My Mind was a 1930s song written by Hoagy Carmichael and Stuart Gorell, and first recorded that same year by Carmichael at the RCA Victor Studios in New York City. The song is most often associated, however, with singer Ray Charles, who was a native of the U.S. state of Georgia, and he recorded it for his 1960 album, The Genius Hits the Road. The only reason Ray Charles recorded it is because his driver and close friend handpicked it. Ray used to sing the melody constantly while humming in the back of the tour bus, and his driver finally told him, "Man, you sing that so much, you just need to put it on a record." For decades, people debated whether the song was about a woman named Georgia or the American state. When Ray Charles recorded it, he infamously left the imagery beautifully ambiguous, allowing it to serve as a dual love letter, both to a tender romance and to the complex, deeply emotional home state he left behind. Ray Charles's version was so powerful that in 1979, the state of Georgia officially designated his exact recording as the official state song, symbolizing a massive, progressive leap forward in honoring black artists in the American South. Ray Charles's version of this song reached number 1 on the Billboard magazine Hot 100, reached number 24 on the UK singles chart, and number 47 in Belgium. In 2003, Rolling Stone magazine named the Ray Charles version of Georgia on My Mind the 44th greatest song of all time. And Michael, with that bit of background out of the way, let's get your thoughts on this song.
Song. I love the instruments. Just beautiful. Amazing vocals. Just amazing. There's not enough that I can say about it.
Had you ever heard this song before?
No.
Yeah. absolutely gorgeous, right?
Uh-huh.
The musical arrangement on the song is just beautiful. The beautiful string arrangement that opens up the song gives me all the warm feels. As we get into the song proper, we get the sounds of some jazzy drums and a terrific background choir. We hear Charles playing the beautiful piano ballad. Charles delivers the lyrics to the song with so much emotion and love. It's like listening to a love letter. His vocal performance is so smooth and soulful. This is one of the songs I think of when I watch a touching love story unfold on film. It makes me think of the face of my wife and the warm moments we've shared. There's a classic beauty to this song that for me evokes thoughts and feelings of watching classic movies with my grandmother, starring the likes of Audrey Hepburn, Cary Grant, Fred Astaire, Judy Garland, and so many others. Georgia on My Mind is one of my favorite tender ballads of all time. Michael, let's get your rating out of 5.
A 5.
Michael gives it a perfect score. 5 out of 5.
No hesitation.
No hesitation whatsoever. I love it. All right, Michael, up next on your journey, we're going to cover one of my absolute favorite songs from the 80s. We're going to cover The Outfield's Your Love. And for our main topic on the next episode, we're going to be discussing Creedence Clearwater Revival's 1969 release, Bayou Country. I am so looking forward to having that conversation with you, man. All right, and with that said, we want to hear from you. We'll read your emails and messages on the show. We have only one request. Keep them clean. There are several ways to contact us. You can email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. You can also reach us on several social media platforms, such as Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads. Details on how to connect with us are in the show notes. We are part of the SPDM Crew Podcast Network. Check out all of the podcasts on the network by visiting spdmcrew.com.
If you like the show, subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform and share with your friends and family. We're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a variety of other platforms. We're also on YouTube. Can't find us on your chosen platform? Shoot us a message and let us know. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This helps us be found in the algorithm. Make them good and we'll read them on the air. Are you in a band and you'd like for us to check you out and possibly drop a recommendation on the show? Shoot us a message. We'd love to check you out, give you a shout. We'd like to thank you very much for listening to the Leitmotif and Movement Podcast.
Take care and enjoy music.